Thank you. So cool. Right. So, thank you so much for coming back, despite the minus 20 outside and the minus 10 inside. So, we'll have a second round now, a little shorter. The big moment has arrived to introduce Adam and kind of celebrate this beautiful book, which is on sale tonight. I think it's cash only. Cash, yeah. Or you can make a deal when it comes there. So I'm going to introduce Adam, who first time in his life has actually given me a fuller, rather than a 3-word biography. We have actually a proper sort of text with flash. Adam, as we all know, is professor of modern literature at Sheffield. He's the co-editor of the international contemporary poetry journal Black Box Manifold with Alex Howan, author of Remembering and the Sound of Words, Mallarmé Proust, Joyce Beckett, Imagination at War, British Fiction and Poetry from 1939 to 45, and The Literary Cold War, 45 to Vietnam. These are academic books. Adam Piette edited a special issue of Translation and Literature on Modernism and Translation, the Sword Companion to Peter Robinson with Katie Price, and the Edinburgh Companion to 20th Century British and American War Literature with Mark Rawlinson. He's also the co-editor of the International Contemporary Poetry Journal, well, we've already said this, Black Box Manifold with Alex Howan. So, need to fix this in various books coming out in about a few weeks' time. I know. He's had poems published in Stand, Adjacent, Pineapple, and elsewhere. The broadside pamphlet Nights and Dreamings was published by Constitutional Information and Earthbound Press a couple of years ago, I think, 3 years ago. And 2 collections, well, one of them is here today, CCCLXV, i.e. 365. This is a Creative Press publication. But there is a forthcoming one, Lies Blurring Here, which is out in 26, My Broken Sleep. There's also another forthcoming project, also in 2026, co-translation of the work of Attila József with me. And this will be out by Cheeseman in 2026. There's also an edition forthcoming of the work of Australian poet Catherine Vidler's work. That's a co-edition and will be out by Puncher and Watman. And there is also a forthcoming. One, another translation, also with me, but we're gonna keep that quiet for now. So, a massive welcome to you, and a huge congratulations on this beautiful book. So let's just hear.
Thank you, Annie, for organising. As usual, it's just incredible, this series. It's very vibrant. It's an immense hub. It's a real gift to Sheffield, and it's also a gift to innovative and avant-garde poetry in the UK generally. It's like a huge thanks to Aggie for always running this fantastic series. Of which this is not a one, it's not the Centre of Poetry Poetics, this is a pub reading. Thank you for everybody for coming. It was extremely moving to hear the gravity and grace of Aggie's Arendtian musing. Extraordinary to hear Logan's story and mother-evoking reflections, and Matt's vibrant mind whirring away. It's incredible. The collection, CCCLXV or 365, started as a project to keep my own poetry going. I've been working with the late Kath Vidler, Australian poet, and we were pinging poems back and forth over 4 or 5 years between Sheffield and Sydney, but she succumbed to cancer in 2023, and some of the poems in this are elegies for her. She'd have wanted me to continue at this incredible pace that we had. I know that, and she was so generous, prolific, and quick lyrical. So I conceived of this project, the year project, to keep up the momentum and to keep her kind of momentum alive. The cover is by the wonderful Tim Atkins and includes a corner here of an old Penguin book of Baudelaire translation. And it kind of gets Baudelaire in English. And there are quite a few translations from the French in it, many of Baudelaire, and I'll read one of those. I hope you enjoy the poems. So just read the first 4. It's going to be about 20 minutes, okay? 26th February. It just never properly works, the blue on the pink as cloudscape. Something seriously jars, like insects scraping their very last gasps. Tapenade at the seashore bar is good enough for we salivators and architects of despair, selling our trinkets on the open market. Besides, you only have to look at us. We sing things just a little bit off as twilight trickles away. The darker the better. Sup on night. 27th February. This is afterwards the very point. In the swaying trees, solely natural indices that tell across the summery space straight to the gut. Gestures of hands to you, this air takes on your colors as breath, chromatic form, or maybe not. So it's your call, sad friend. It's catching, stressful, cortisol best. Shower madly enough to clarify our relations, smooth the way to a healthy conclusion to this wretched contract. 28th February. In parallel, not contradiction, living the mask and the specious fan, the real and the very meant. You and I watch ourselves, feeling it all. At such a distance from the world, at such lengths, the we and it plaiting up their furbelows as the bricks and plaster loom down judgments. Perrier, anyone? Sweat the passions out on the little stage, gathering dust buds. It's high time for those meds, for she and he. 29th February. The fire clicks in the heat, waves flow and merge. There's a tapping at the wall, flaking panic, touching the nerves that thrum in skin. Towers shudder in the haze of the blurry winds. Captions murmur the end of days between the ads and you laughing at my clothes. There are mounds where stones sleep, graven with the marks of heaven. Still in the clanging air, the lapwing flickers with strange cry to cloud. So moving on to May. Right. This starts off with a P. Trees frame the field. It glows yellow. The sun and we look down from heights. The contrast with the greens and russets is absorbing. Maybe it is just the light does that, does it? The shape and burn of the hot field, slice of abstract being. Don't you agree? It floats out of the frame when gazed upon with eyes open to its intensity. The jackdaws wheel across with satirical cries. You look at your boots as though they were another's. Well, are they? You should know, surely. What would the point be either way, you think? The love between us fosters this sense of touch and this being out of touch, almost at the same time. Now, that's strange. You turn away. Your coat buttons and zips is far too heavy for these purposes. It weighs, so you think you're clanking lead, uranium. The day stares into the entrails of all matter, with X-ray eyes and red cape on its back, as though ready to fly, with plath on its back, like a satellite. See, what a strange day it is. She nods and contradicts, and whoosh, she's gone. The planet revolves slowly, spinning out of control, as if the orbiting of itself were bad for it. And you, what do you think? This is 28th May. I don't know where this came from or who Robert de Nantes is, but it's about him. Robert de Nantes is sick. He lies in a ditch near Bâle, drank a gallon or two at Carnival, stares glassy up into the stars so far away and gulps for air. Slick mud and sodden weed, sharp stones score into his back. The wind drifts chill right through. He falls into his usual trance, numb, speechless, hemmed. Same tune running on and on in the mind, no longer his. Is this the best you can do? Et vous voilà. Your breeches weep, your soiled shirt bloody with the same death of you once more. Light puffs out on the hill, and the dark trees swell. A bark in the forest resounds between the temples of the other head. Something snaking through the puddle, and you start, awake, suddenly, still not you enough to make this flesh, these bones, to move. A star shoots across the Pleiades. As the gorge rises, hands press down, the stink of leather jerkin in the night. He has a little vision up in the sky, rolling seas, a drowning face, a love song bubbling from the body's wake. A bird soars, it is its song, breeze rippling through the feathers as they fly. 1,000 miles to go, 1,000 miles. So Lake District, 22nd August. Clear green waters under the falls, froth over rocks, bodies for the having, bowl of hands, a hawk rises in the blue, folds and cubes and slats of rock, think fern for the waters, embracing just this dome of air that's here. Rock wall by the waters, umber grey and slate, at picturesque odds with rolling thundercloud-drenched days. Enough with the postcards, there's a war on, Anthropocenic, ban sheep from the fells, you with your paddleboard poetry, damn your verse. In the clouds, on the pillows, in the grasses, loggerhead in raptures in its turncoat styles, saddled with depths, its causeways and its fibres, the mirror and the globe that shines, the onyx and the spectacles, the sense of old Byzantium, the vellum oils and woodcuts, fiefs and stills. Bankrupt as the eyes that glaze, here, take this, swallow and breathe, pay undertakers later, on the fly. It's nothing, just a carminative, like droney lines on the radio. Who said that? Must have been a gust of wind. Those hollow calls fall crisply on the screes. Twin sofas sing in the B&B, in descant, counterpoint, duet, sleepy as those whose weight they bear. It's in the nature of things. Zooming on to 23rd November. I made the unfortunate choice of choosing sardines in the Canary Islands. Sardines grilled, eat your fill, they sit in that green sauce and grin their charred hearts quite out. Delirious feast for canary eyes. The heads crunch off, spidery bones, whiskery in the sea air, as Maitre D fusses us to death, killer on the loose. One crackly, squishy taste, horror. Writ across the face as tongue shrieks, this offals rotting on an abandoned shore. It really was as bad as that. Oh, God. This is a translation of Paysage by Baudelaire. To compose these eclogues clear and free, I need to lie beneath the sky, as stargazers do. Listen to the bells, dreaming out their grave songs, swept away by the wind. Head on hands at my garret window, I'll gaze down on the workshop, its song and banter, pipes, spires, towers of the city, and the enormous skies that make you dream of timeless endlessness. How sweet it is through the mist and fog to catch the birth of stars in the blue, the lamp in the window, cold smoke flowing to the firmament, the moon pouring down pale estrangement. I'll gaze on spring, I'll gaze on springs, summers, autumns, and monotone snow when winter comes. Curtain to every door, every shutter I'll draw close to build my pleasure dome each night, and dream of blue horizons and the gardens, the alabaster fountains, weeping, the kisses and the birdsong, dusk and dawn, the simplest thing that idle and ideal might be. Riots stone my windows, but I won't lift my head from my desk to look. For I'll be sunk in this voluptuous wish to will spring into being, draw sun into my heart, and fabricate from burning thoughts a lukewarm atmosphere. This is going back to June. Some of the poems just reflect on modernism. Beckett, Joyce, Bone, the writers, and there are quite a few about Catherine Mansfield. This is one of the Catherine Mansfield poems. This is about the aloe. I like your plant so old, it breathes a timeless air. Flowers every 100 years, it tracks its own way quite out of this world. Doesn't just respond, just smiles, not your concern. The scent rising from the manuka's distant being in stories told a while ago. How young she was, battered in exile and in illness, yet resolute on eyelids, dancing beauty of the day. Her earthquake dream, whole body breaking up, tenacious spirit shaken out of her, and yet carefree, ready for release into the wild, lawless mother out there within. Where time is not subjectivity, alive in alien being and matterlessness, roaming mind at window, ready to be nothing, to be plural, entirely not, light floating on winds above bush and sea. Okay. All right. All right, 12th of October. This is the garden. Creeper turning red on the old wall. Mist in the morning curls up and knocks at the bottom gate, then squeaks against the window. So as you can see yourself in the pane, framed as autumn's ghost. Cosmos blooms pink anyway, in its filiform jungle. The quiet sway of it nods to the creeper saying, yeah, beware the human eye. Gonna take long time, but long time's begun. And just the last three poems now to finish. So this is February, this February. Yeah. A car door slams as the dove broods on the cable line. Thud to the gut, while the soothing's going on all the same. This coffee's warm enough for now. In the void of the house, insensibly adrift, catching the self in the acts of this turmoil. How about it then? Come along for the ride. Side saddle along the imaginary road. Okay, no harm done, or about to be. Just suffered. If a lighthouse appears in a dream, danger of wreck, or bright light signifying knowing where you surge, exactly the very spot. This underwater's very green of a sudden, I'll have to look into it. And so will you, diving for it in your apparatus. Over there, snug, fit, holding it all in, the beating heart, the bends, the derangement of the senses, drowning world. That's the final poem, so 3 parts. Rousseau among the pastries and pears. Love the obstacle to desire. Put an end to it and eat. The relational air that denies and gives so much. I so want and so deny this merging, this isolation. Pack it up for me, please, to take away, consume in secrecy, this packed lunch, boxed tight, forgotten in the backpack, never touched, gobstoppers, Adam's apples, sandwich drives. This is the end in itself at the terminal. Find the last flight. Show me the way to the next old phobia. Don't ask why. The no is open to interpretation's knife. Road not taken, waiting at the bus stop for the sign of where to end. Up in the letters shining there on the bus as it idles away, purring to itself, sampling perceptions, only to withdraw. And with a puff it's gone, the future. Looking back at all that past, whished away, as if by magic, puzzlingly performed, spelled from the body this last day. I thank you for still listening quietly to the disappearing act of all these words, bringing all things to a close. Click goes the cupboard door, the louder switch to dark, the images and oughts you'll ever eat again.
Thank you so much, Adam. He really is an enormous hippopotamus, or whatever that was. Thank you so much. So you can come up and take a look at the actual book and autopsy it and then buy it. Just wanted to say a huge thank you to Logan and to Matt to come and read for us tonight. And also just to say that we're gonna have a couple of other events coming on. So the next one is gonna be the 15th of December. Do come please. It's actually now we're gonna go back to university building. It will be in Mapping Hall, 6:30. and it's a collective. So I'm hoping Adam will be reading, and we will be reading from this new work. So if you want to hear a little bit more from Adam's work, he'll perform again with some friends such as Harriet Tallow, Kim Martindale, Geraldine Monk, Emma Boland. Hopefully Terry O'Connor will be part of the gang, and myself. And we call ourselves the Paradise Collective. So for that evening, we'll inhabit paradise for a couple of hours. Yeah, that's right. So thank you again. Thank you so much for coming. And thank you. Thank you. Bye.